guys, good afternoon, welcome back to another video. For the last 2 weeks my uploads haven't been as frequent as before. There's a few reasons for it. Firstly, I've been very busy outside, around my personal life, and I've been up to quite a few things, so I didn't really get the time and chance to make some videos. But the second reason is probably more the main reason. As I said, I've been doing things which basically meant it wasn't interesting to video it for YouTube, to do a video on it. So that's why I just really didn't video stuff, because I just don't want to video everything and anything. I guess it's going to be boring. So that's why I haven't been uploading and videoing videos. And let's put on the aircon because it is quite warm today, thankfully. Oh, and another reason is the last 2 weeks here in London the weather was quite bad. Most of the days were rainy, cloudy, so it just felt also miserable to drive around, and have some nice driving time. So yeah, that also didn't make really much sense to do videos. But today I want to talk about this car, the 335i. I want to talk because I just realized I just hit over 15,000 miles since I bought the car. Basically, I want to give you guys a little review of this 15,000 miles experience I've had so far. So of course we're gonna head to the same usual place with the horses. Windows closed, aircon on, still sounds good. Now let's put it into normal mode so we can talk and focus. Sound's gonna take away my concentration and I'm not gonna focus with you guys. Okay, so I own this car now. Some of you may know, some of you not. About 2.5 years, just hit over 15,000 miles, 15,000 and like a couple of hundred. And I've done every possible road driving as I can think of, I imagine. So I've done summer driving, fast driving, slow driving, family driving, comfort driving, motorway driving, you name it, country lanes and all that lot. Obviously I haven't done track driving, which I really would love to do in the future, but as of now I haven't done that. So maybe one day start doing some more, start getting into some track driving, because I really want to try it, and just have fun. So 15,000 miles, here's what I'm gonna say. So let's start first with the downsides and then I'll talk about the plus sides. So to be honest, this is like, I'm not being biased, well maybe yes, because I own this car, but let's face it, I don't think I'll hide something if it's bothering me. The same thing goes with my other car, the Skoda. I'm sure some of you guys will know. I've had quite a bad experience and I didn't hide it. I mentioned everything. I know some people were not happy. Some Skoda fans were like pissed off at me because I had these problems, which I don't understand why. But anyways, it's not about that car. The point I'm trying to make is, if I don't like something, I'll tell you guys, because in the end of the day, I'm not sponsored by any car company. I don't get paid to do anything, so I can say whatever I want because I pay for the experience. I pay for this car, so why not share with you the full experience? Downsides of the car. Okay, the gearbox, not the best gearbox, but what you guys need to remember, this car is not a new car, so I can't really compare it with the new cars, like the new, all the newer sports cars around. A lot of them have twin clutch, or even not twin clutch, but obviously a better gearbox than this. This gearbox, especially when I would be in pedal shift mode, like using the pedal shifters on the steering wheel, quite a lot of times they could be quite slow. So shifting, downshifting, upshifting, they could be quite slow. But it's not terribly bad, but it isn't good, especially after driving my friend's Audi S4. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a card here where you can see that. But that gearbox compared to this is effortless. But again, that's a brand new car. This is a 2007 car, so it's not really a comparison. But even though for this year there are cars with better gearboxes out there, so this is the first downside. Second is not really a downside, but let me say this, especially with the power I have on this car. So as a stock 335, it comes with around 310 horsepower, somewhere around those numbers on the N54. And obviously 335i's are one of the easiest cars to modify and bring up the power. mine is hitting just around 400 horsepower, and I do get a little bit of oversteer, which is not a bad thing because I quite enjoy. But if you take this car to its limits, it's not an easy thing. You need to be quite a good driver, put it that way. I'm not claiming to be a good driver at all. I think I'm a fair, regular, normal driver, but to take this car to this limits, especially someone who hasn't driven it before and just jump in, you need to be a good driver because it is quite risky. The back comes out quite a lot, especially, as I said, with the updated, you know, power. But I'm sure there's more things you could do, like suspension setups and all that. But with mine the way it is, I do have wheel spacers in the back as well, and then I've got 19-inch alloys. But the point is, yes, you need to know how to handle the car, because otherwise it could be quite easy to end up in one of those bushes in the side if you don't know what you're doing and just taking the car to the full limits. Or in the rain, for example, if I'll put down my foot a bit, it could be slippery. So that's another downside of this car. Another downside is these cars are known quite common to have misfires. I mean, put it this way, nearly every person who had the N54 335i, I'm sure nearly every person, obviously I can't say for everyone, but with the amount of videos I've seen on YouTube, most people intend to get misfire problems, which is a common fault on the N54s, but it's not a major thing. Most times it could be fixed with coil packs or spark plugs. In quite a few cases, which I had in my case, I had to replace a fuel injector, which isn't quite cheap to replace, but yeah, it's done the job and it's been very well since. So reliability, I would say my experience so far has been quite fairly reliable. Yes, I've had down the line misfire, but I haven't really had any major problem, thankfully. It also depends on the mileage of the car, the history, because put it this way, if you buy a car, one of those with, let's say, 150,000 or 120,000 miles, and you don't know what the history was before, maybe it was some, you know, immature driver that abused the car, put on quite a few mods, or like a JB4 or something, and done some stuff and drove the car like recklessly wild all the time. And then obviously when you sold the car, it took off the JB4, like played all as good, car's in perfect condition. You never know, that's the thing. So obviously, you know, there's quite a few more things could go wrong with these cars. However, it depends a lot on the history and maybe luck as well. So yeah, mine is just reaching 54,000 miles, so it's not really high mileage. It's quite low for its age, I think. So reliability is alright, but it all depends on the car, as I said. Anyways, let's get out of the car and walk around and talk about the upside. And another annoying thing, which I find quite annoying, is this seatbelt piece here, which is supposed to bring the seatbelt forward, which, you know, I just find it annoying because most of the times it just falls out and all that, and it just kind of annoys me. So I hope the wind is not gonna confuse the sound. Yep, as you know, the nice standard place where I like to do the walk arounds. As if you haven't seen my car before, but let's give you a quick walk around just in case you're a new viewer. Okay, so this is my 335i beast of a car, and you know what, let's open up that engine just to show you guys. That's the heart of the car, right? Can't hide it. Boom. Yeah, that's the N54 beauty. And of course I've got a full carbon airbox intake. Looks amazing. Performance wise, I don't know if it will add or how much horsepower it will add, but to be fair, I've done it more for the looks, because it just completes the whole engine, I think. Oh, and another thing I want to ask you guys, so I know not everyone is a fan of those wheels, but personally I don't mind them. I quite like them. However, I need to redo those alloys because, as you can see, they've been hit quite a few times on the curbs. Yeah, that's my fault, I can only say that. Do you guys think I should just, when I redo them, which I want to do very soon, should I do it in one color or the same as now, like diamond cut black and then obviously like chrome silver from the outside? Or should I do the whole thing black? Will it look nicer? I don't know, not really sure. Let me know in the comments if you think I should do the whole thing in black or the way it is. Now I know some of you will say, why don't you just change these wheels? To be fair, I was thinking to change my wheels, but because I'm not really thinking to keep this car very long, it's a shame for me to start buying now wheels, investing money and then selling the car, because as you've seen on my last video, my goal is to sell this car very soon and go for something else. So there's no point spending 2 grand for 4 new wheels and tires and all that. Not 2 grand, but maybe, you know, a nice amount of money, and then just selling the car. What's the point? I'm not rich enough to lose a lot of money like that. So let me know what you think about the colors anyways. Alright, so back in the car because wind is blowing a bit, and let's talk about the good stuff I really like about my car. Now this will be about my car really, because I've got certain mods that really change the whole experience of the car. So first of all, my car's got body kit, wheels, as you saw, as you know. Honestly, that has made a very big difference in the experience in terms of owning this car, because put this next to a standard 335i, this one stands out quite a lot. Now I know it's not everyone's taste, how, you know, with this body kit, that body kit, these wheels, that wheels, but the fact of the matter is it stands out a lot, and I personally like it, which is the most important part. But it definitely changes the whole experience. Why? Because it turns a lot more heads, this car, rather than a stock 335i, which personally I didn't really buy the car to turn heads, but I bought it because you know, it's just like I enjoy it, I like it. That's really the main reason. But it definitely changes the whole experience. And of course the exhaust is a different level compared to a stock 335i. I know you guys hear it on camera, it's not going to be the same in real life. I'm telling you now, this exhaust sounds way better than a standard 335i. Almost makes it like you're driving a proper sports car if you want to have fun. Like, as you guys will hear, or I'm sure a few of you heard on my old videos, it could get nice and loud, and obviously not crazy silly loud. It's got like a balance between loud and quality of the tone. It's not just the stupid loud, annoying loud. This is what I think anyways. I think it's got quite a decent quality to its tone, especially from this engine, so which I'm really happy about. So this is definitely another upside. And this is obviously my 335i. Now not all of you have this exhaust, not all of you have this body kit, so it definitely will make a difference in terms of, you know, what car you're driving and, you know, the modifications. But one thing I could say, that if I wouldn't have this exhaust or a good exhaust system, I probably wouldn't have this car by now. Definitely not. Like driving a standard 335i with a stock exhaust, I would definitely be bored of it by now. 100%. I wouldn't keep it for this amount of time. The body kit as well, it added a lot, so I'm definitely, you know, happy with it. And in terms of ownership experience, as I said, reliability has been pretty good, except the misfires I had, but that's been sorted and it hasn't been really a major issue. It's quite practical as well. You can take 4 people in here, quite decent, you know. It's got all the basics. It's got a nice size boot. Its fuel economy isn't terrible. It isn't obviously the best, but compare it to my Skoda Fabia VRS, quite surprised this is quite good compared to that. So yeah, it isn't bad on fuel economy. Maintenance wise isn't terrible. You do like a full service by BMW main dealers is around plus minus £500. That's like a full service, not just the oil change. The oil change I think is under 200 quid, but yeah, have a look at that, guys. So we're actually near like a little horse farm, so that's why there's quite a few horses. I actually have a friend who keeps his horses. Yeah. Other things I can say, in terms of bad experiences, I haven't really had any bad experience with this car, thankfully. I've had many good experiences for sure. That's definitely, you know, openly, I had a lot of good experiences, and I really still do enjoy driving this car. So anyways, that's like more or less gonna sum it up. I think this is more or less like summed up. It's not like a detailed review of certain things, it's just like a total experience kind of thing. So anyways, I hope you guys you know, got the information you are looking for from this kind of stuff, because I know always people ask me questions. They're looking to buy a 335i, what do I think? Again, this is my experience. It doesn't mean you'll have the same experience, but I hope you would, because it is a good car. It is a very good car. And also for the money you can buy, you know, you can't really buy something which I can think of, something quality, German quality, you know, performance, you know, easy modified. You can modify this car just with a simple remap or tune. You can get a nice amount of horsepower, and there's people out there who are getting around 700-800 horsepower without changing major things into the engine. So the engine is capable of quite a lot of horsepower. So in terms of money won't buy you much better for the price you can get over here. Not really. So that's also another good thing. I mean, this car keeps up with many sports cars, and we're talking about 40 grand cars, 45k cars. So yes, I know it's not only the performance that makes a car valuable, but in terms of the whole package, this is definitely value for money. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video. And make sure, of course, to subscribe to my channel to see my future videos, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.